Well, welcome back to the garage where we've been working on the steering and forks and everything that goes here in the front. As you can see, I've got the triple back on and um, tried to adjust it the way the book says. So I had to put the forks on and everything to get weight on it, and you measure the resistance of it, of basically pulling it to the left or right, and it should be between, I think it was like 1.5, 3.5 pounds. So we're close. I imagine it will break in a little bit, but replaced the bearings up here, the bearings down here, the races. I did not record that because, I mean, it was a little bit of trial and error for me on that. But I will show you some tools that help me get through it a lot easier. I also worked on shining up some aluminum, as you can see. That looks very nice. Not 100% perfect, but that's as good as I'm going to get it by hand. And I put in a couple of new cables just to freshen those up. So that's where we are here. Now I've got to put all this wiring back together, and I'm going to show you the parts that I cleaned up. So we cleaned up the headlight where there was some rust there, repainted this part, freshened up the plastic with Cerakote, I think it is, trim restore, painted some brackets here. Well, this bracket goes to the horn, this bracket goes to the wiring harness. Painted the emblem back to being black. Now I did spray paint it, and then I filled it in with the brake caliper paint. So it's a little bit on the rough looking, has some rough edges to it, but it'll be fine from a distance. So I'm not worried about that. Cleaned up this top of the triple. And then I'm going to show you the tools I used for the steering stem. First, I had to basically cut with a Dremel tool the old race bearing off of the bottom of the stem. Excuse me. But this is a tool that you use to hammer it back in, the new one, like that. This goes on the right part of the bearing so you don't tear it apart. And you just hammer this in, nice and tall. So that worked real good. Now I will have to say that I first tried to use a plastic hammer because that's all I really had. So I went and got a different kind of hammer, and it came in like about 2 seconds. So I found this at Tractor Supply, nice, heavy, small hammer. And like I said, once I got that, I was able to get the new bearing on in about 2 taps. Not very hard. So that was good. Now the other tool I bought, and this one was, I mean, it was expensive, is this bearing race installer. So you put the smaller one on the top, the bigger one on the bottom. You slide this up through the steering stem, and you just crank it in with this wheel here. And yeah, that worked real good. I did put the races in the freezer for a few hours before I installed it, but they went in pretty easy. So I'm very happy with that. So this is kind of an overview of where I am, even I didn't record any of it. Hopefully this will help somebody down the road or give them some ideas. So basically the next step here is to get all the wiring back together, get the horn back on, get all the cables situated correctly, put the headlight back on, put the blinkers on, which I did get the new post, which I'll show, so they don't flop like that back there. And put the forks back on, put all the top of the um, triple back on, get the, oh yeah, I need to show you this. Get the instrument panel back on. So give me 1 second. So now I'm going to show you the instrument, and I'll show a before and after, but without the light in it, this is 100 times better. So buffed the plastic glass out with some chemical guys, some turtle stuff. Basically just used my little Dremel polisher and just the pads here, the Scrub Daddy pads, and just kept doing little by little, cleaning it up. And man, that turned out better than I expected. I did try to kind of put the white back into the turn. They were faded, not perfect, but at least you can see the word turn now. Cleaned up these buttons. Oh yeah, this button here is a rubber button, which the old one, of course, being rubber, was all deteriorated. So I found somebody on eBay who had these made. Now this isn't an exact replica, but it is made specifically for this instrument. So now if you push this, of course, it resets your mileage. So hopefully that works. And I did put in LED light bulbs, which I have not turned this on because I don't have all the wiring connected, but hopefully everything will light up correctly. And hopefully everything will work correctly, because I did take this apart, clean it inside where there were spiders and whatnot. I didn't like take every single thing apart, because I just took what I needed to get the front panel off and whatever I saw that needed to be cleaned. So very happy with this. I don't know how I could have gotten it any better. So hopefully everything works when I get it back together. We'll see. So we'll see together, and if not, we'll take it apart and see what we can do to get it to work. So that's kind of where I am. Oh, I painted the handlebars. I don't know if I showed that, but these came out nice. Painted that with the roll bar, VHT roll bar paint. So now get all this back on there and see if we can't get all the front back together. And basically the only thing I would have left is the wheel bearings, which I'll do after I get everything else put back on. So hopefully this gives you a good idea where we are. And like I said, I wish I would have recorded some of the steering column stuff, but I tend to get started working on something and I just get focused and I lose any kind of focus on recording anything. So, short recap. I will definitely make a recording of when this is done, and we'll add this to this video. So for now, we're checking out. See you in a few minutes for you. Okay, welcome back to the garage. This is the following day after I did some work on getting handlebars, switches, the triple top here, lined it up with the fork, putting the forks in, make sure it was lined up, torqued it down, put the wiring back in, put the fuse box back in, the bracket, and key switch. So today we're going to do a little work on finishing turn signals. Did some restoration on the plastic. Looks pretty good. The Cerakote, I keep messing that up, Cerakote trim restoration. New rubber turn signal holders. These things are not cheap. So the one thing about these, the part breakdown shows two different parts, but you know, I think these are the same. I found the original for the front, and these are like remanufactured for the back, but I don't see a difference. So I think they're the same thing. So I think either one would work, front or back. And what else? Oh yeah. So this piece here goes on the forks and allows the fluid to pass between the front and the back. And it has kind of a greenish oxidizer chemical zinc, some kind of Honda. Basically, if it's not an exposed part, they don't paint it. They just put that greenish look on it to keep it from rusting. Well, some of that rubbed off, so I just painted this black like everything else. So that's going to go back on up here where the forks fit in. And, oh yeah, the bolt that holds those on was originally a Phillips head. And that's very annoying in this area. If you have to take the handlebar off to basically take it off. So I put this hex version, so a lot easier to deal with. And I put the little the steering turn signal as it turns. It sends a signal to let the turn signals know to stop blinking. So we'll see if that works when it's all back together. And it comes out the top here and hooks back into where the headlight area, where the headlight bucket is, and all this stuff hooks in the headlight bucket. One of these here, I think it's this one is the turns. One of these is for the turn signal, and one of these relays is for the gear shift. This is the turn signal because the orange and blue wires. So this is the turn signal, and this is the relay for the gear shifter. I know the turn signal one, it wasn't blinking. I don't know if there's corrosion in here, so I did order another one. This one you can't really find a or like a Chinese version. So I'm just going to assume it works because I haven't really gotten that far. But if it doesn't, we'll try to find one. But yeah, I looked on on eBay. They're about 50 bucks. So let's wait until we know we need it. But I found one of these for like $8. So maybe this will work now that once you take all the electronics apart, maybe it'll work. I need to check each fuse too. I haven't done that yet. So this is the progress. I think it's looking pretty good. I don't know if you remember the videos, but this was pretty much white. And yeah, that trim restoration stuff is pretty powerful. Just don't use it in a closed space like I tried to the first time. It's got a very strong ammonia. And yeah, it's not good to do that inside closed off. So looking pretty good. Can't wait to get the front finished. Hopefully today I will have everything on the front completed. Thanks for watching. Till next time. So welcome back to the garage. So you can see how far I've gotten since the last video. Horn back on. Turn signals working. Instrument panel back on. Looks nice and clean. So we're making progress. I did test everything and all the electronics are working. So today we're going to finish up tightening this because I put this on. I need to probably lift this up, back up so I can tighten this down and put the brake stuff back on. And then maybe the forks on. That'd be next. So everything's coming together. Looks nice and clean and hopefully a lot better. So I'm very happy with the progress of this half the bike. And we're moving on to the back soon. So we'll see you next time. Okay, so we have the key on. We got everything hooked up. And the lights are a little bit, I don't know if it's the switch. I think it is the switch. Might need to take that back off and that works. Blinkers are working. So headlight still is it's a little bit strange here. Maybe it's with the engine off, maybe. It's possible. The instruments work. I put LEDs in the panel here, setting the time. Worked. There it goes. So that works. So I think everything pretty much works like it used to. I put an LED bulb in the light, but I could also put the other one back if some reason the LED is not good, or this LED bulb isn't good enough. So that could horn works. I mean, it could be, well, I don't know. I don't know about the light yet. Let's see, I'm not going to touch the switch, see what it does here. See if it goes out. Turns over. So all the electronics are working. The light may be something I need to play with. Yeah. So we'll see how it reacts as get things running. Might need to take this apart and clean it a little more. So, but overall, very good progress. Things work. When you take them apart and put them back together and they mostly work, that's good. So this pretty much completes putting all the electronics back together. And if you saw the video of the very first time I showed the display and everything, I mean, that looks 100% better. So, very happy with it. So, next is putting the forks back on and getting the wheels set up, getting the brakes set up. Very nice. Well, welcome to the garage tonight. As you can see, I got the forks back on and everything that is got the brake lines back on. And pretty much just put everything back that really is up here on the top, except for the brake master cylinders and the clutch master cylinder. I am painting a little more on that one. So it's coming together. I'm real happy with it. Hopefully everything will work properly. And over here I took the wheel bearings out of the wheels and just tried to clean them up a little bit. Still got a lot of garbage, but stuck the rag in there just to keep garbage from falling inside there. Got them on both sides. And I use this tool here to pop them out by sticking this in the bearing, and then you push it through here and it expands the little notch, expands this, and then you just tap them out. So very neat tool, made it a lot easier. On this project I just decided I'm going to get tools for the job instead of messing everything up. This ring's for the speedometer. New bearings. These little tabs protect the disc brake on the, go in between the disc brake and this here. And I'm soaking the brakes and the disc brakes and the bolts in evaporust to get some of the rust off of that. Painted these little pieces, which I forgot to paint, so we'll be getting those on here very shortly, which has been a long time. Those have been hanging up there for a very long time. So I think we're making some good progress. Hopefully, I also ordered a new tire. So since I'm already doing this here, might as well get all of this on the front done and finished so I don't have to take anything back off again. Of course, the fender will be painted, so that won't be put back on. So I just wanted to show a little bit of the latest progress, and still working on maybe get all the front end done by the end of this weekend if everything comes in. I did order a bearing installer. I mean, yeah, you could probably use socket here, but you also got to tap the seals in properly, and I'm just going to do it right. Get the tools, I'll use them again on another project. So that's where we are, and I'm looking forward to just getting things finished on the front. It's been fun, and I think it's come out pretty good. Very pleased with everything. I don't think I've made really any huge mistakes at this point. So if I do, well, I have to take it apart and try again. So anyway, I wanted to give you a quick update. Now I'll be posting the updates tonight on the progress since the last video of putting the, I think it was forks back together was the last video. So these will be shorter little clips of the progress. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.